Welcome back to Me and You Outside. Hey, I'm glad you're here. It's a great morning here in the Ozarks here in Missouri. I got a phone call last night from my son yesterday evening, and he said, hey, Dad, I'm about to shoot an armadillo. Do you want it? I said, yeah, I'll take it. And I've had several people ask me about eating armadillos and all that, and if I've done it, if I would do a video about it, that kind of thing. I contemplated it for a long time because I really didn't care about trying to eat an armadillo. And I've done some research on it and stuff and seen a few videos about it, that kind of a thing. And there's always this fear in the back of people's mind because there's a big rumor out there that they carry leprosy. Very few of your armadillos have leprosy, less than 20%. Now, leprosy is like any other thing you can come in contact with uncooked meat, like for chickens and salmonella with chickens. You could also get all kinds of sicknesses from pork not being cooked. Armadillo's the same way. And actually, salmonella is found in about approximately 24% of chickens. And so that's why you got to cook your chickens very well. So less than 20% of armadillos have any kind of a disease like that. And so leprosy. And so all you got to do is cook it. You just got to cook it good. I'm going to cook it. I'm going to put the thermometer on, make sure it gets 160 degrees. That kills any kind of leprosy. You're not going to have an issue with leprosy. It's not even a thought. A ton of people eat these in Texas and Oklahoma, and even here in Missouri. And by the way, here in Missouri, these armadillos just moved in like 30 years ago. They migrated in here. So anytime an animal migrates into another state, they call it a native species. Now, they haven't been here for hundreds of years in Missouri. They haven't even been here for hundreds and hundreds of years in Texas and Oklahoma, even though there's millions of them now. Those migrated up from Mexico in the mid-1800s, and that's where they come from. So all these armadillos in the United States, they call them native because they migrated in. They weren't brought in by man, okay? So they are called native. Now, 30 years ago, here in Missouri, or 35 years ago, if I'd have seen an armadillo, I would have freaked out because I would have had no idea what it was. I mean, it would have been a freakish thing to see an armadillo. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing one, and say, whoa, can you be an armadillo? And now my friends are everywhere. I did a video a few months ago. My wife and I drove to St. Louis from my house here. I counted dead armadillos on I-44 from here, 13 highway and to I-44 highway, all the way to St. Louis, 200 and some miles. I counted 345 armadillos. Some people didn't believe me. I don't care. I counted them. They were the confirmed armadillos. I've seen a lot of dead animals I couldn't confirm as an armadillo, so I didn't count it. So it probably was an armadillo. So it's probably more than that, but whatever. 345 dead armadillos between here and there. And it was a breeding season for armadillos, so there's a lot of them on the highway. Still, yeah, it's a lot of armadillos. So they're everywhere. And people hate them. They dig your yard, dig your flower beds, all this stuff. Anyways, all this information about armadillos. Now, the armadillo I have here is called a 9-banded armadillo. I'll show you why they call it that. If you see these bands right here, there's 9 of these things. I mean, you can literally count them. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bands. And that's where this armadillo bends. That allows him to bend and curl and all that stuff right there, okay? Strange things about armadillos, one is their feet. When you see a strange track in your yard, it looks like just 2 claws. It's because it's probably an armadillo. They got 2 major claws here, and they're primarily for digging. Armadillos eat only insects and grubs. That's all they do. They're not meat eaters per se, and that kind of thing. They have a very clean meat. I'm going to show you this meat here a little bit when I go skinning this thing. Another thing interesting about armadillos, they don't have any teeth. No teeth whatsoever. And the reason they don't have teeth is they don't chew their food. They swallow their food whole. There's no teeth in there whatsoever. It's the craziest thing. Now, they might gum their food, but again, they eat grubs and insects, so they don't have to worry about chomping down on stuff. So their bite force would be absolutely nothing, although I wouldn't ever want to get bit by one. But anyways, they're found on the highway a lot of times dead, and they don't look like a fresh killed armadillo looks whole. And the reason for it is most armadillos that are killed on the highway aren't killed necessarily by being ran over by a tire. They're killed because when a vehicle goes over them, it freaks them out and they jump. And anything that scares them makes them jump up to 3 or 4 feet high. And so they jump up underneath a vehicle, and bam, the vehicle hits them from underneath and makes a horrible sound, and you end up killing them. And again, some get run over by a tire, obviously, but not all of them. Their ears are like leather. It's a crazy, I mean, just very leathery. Everything about this thing. And this is actually hardened skin right here, the shell. And I mean, it is hard. It is tough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skin this thing, and I'll get as many taste testers as I can down here to help me taste it. And they say it tastes kind of like pork, somewhere I think between pork and chicken, but I don't know. We'll find out. I'm gonna skin it. I've never skinned an armadillo in my entire life. I'm just gonna skin it out of common sense, how I might skin this thing. I know there's a lot of meat on these hind legs, so I want to save all that. So let me get the skin in here. Let's see what this meat's about. Okay. Now, again, I've never skinned an armadillo. Again, I'm just going to skin it under the guides of common sense. I have skinned a lot of animals in my life. I have never, again, I've never skinned an armadillo. And their skin is really tough. It's interesting how tough their skin is. So I'm going to skin this. I'll fast forward it for you so you don't have to. And let's get the hide off this thing. All right, I tell you what I think I'm going to do here. I know there's a little meat on the front legs there, but I'm not interested in it. I am just going to probably eat these. I got some chunks right here. I'm not sure how I'm going to cook this yet. I've got his hind legs right here, which has quite a bit of meat on them. And the whole purpose of this, in my opinion, for myself and for my taste testers, is to taste armadillo, see what we think about it. If it's something that we just go crazy over and love, then I'll shoot some armadillos. We'll skin the whole thing and eat them. But in this case right here, I'm just going to keep these hind legs. They're pretty good size. Got a lot of meat on them. Again, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to cook this. I'm not sure yet. I might make some nuggets out of it and fry it, or I might smoke it, barbecue it, bake it. I just am not sure. But as you're watching this video, I already done it. So if you keep watching, you'll figure out how I cooked it. You'll figure out what it tastes like. So stay right there. Next thing you should see is getting prepared to cook this thing. Well, I got this armadillo ready to go here now. We came in on the screened-in porch because it's raining here in the Ozarks, which we can use the rain, so we're not complaining one bit. But what I'm doing is I'm taking this armadillo. Now, I've got here 2 large hams off of that armadillo. These are pretty big right here. These are good size. And again, the whole purpose of this particular episode is just to taste armadillo. I have never done it. My brother's sitting right here. There's my brother right there. There's David. Yeah. And Jackson's running the camera. Got Brindley inside. Brindley will be out here in a little bit. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to chunk this up. Now, a video you may have just seen is us eating deep fried groundhog nuggets. Well, now we're going for armadillo nuggets, okay? And I have an idea they're going to be pretty good eating now. And I say that because this meat on this armadillo, if you look at that, it's really a light color. It's amazing. That is almost as light as chicken, isn't it, David?
Yeah, it is.
It's really close to the color of chicken.
It looks just like leg and thigh of a chicken.
Yep, it does.
Quarter.
And so it's kind of interesting. So that's a good sign. That's usually a good sign of good meat right there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all this off of here, this meat. And it's just a simple process, just getting it all off there in chunks about like that right there. It's perfect. And then I will put it in my Zatarans right here. I'll put it in some milk first. Then I'll put it in my Zatarans, deep fry this armadillo. And this is going to be a very interesting thing for all of us. And I'm not for people to ask if you're afraid of getting leprosy. No, I'm not afraid of getting leprosy. When you cook chicken, are you afraid of getting salmonella? No, because you cook it, okay? That's the whole key to staying away from salmonella, from staying away from leprosy, is to make sure it's done. So we're not going to eat no medium rare armadillo, because then we could have leprosy and our faces would fall off. But anyways, no, they treat leprosy nowadays like they didn't have no way to treat it back in the Bible days, and everybody got leprosy. It was basically a death sentence, unless they were healed by the healer. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up here. I'll get this done. We'll put it in this hot grease over here. I'll let it get to about, I'm gonna let that get to probably 310 degrees, 320, and then drop it in there. And we'll come right back. You'll see it. Next thing you'll see this stuff being cooked. Now, I put this armadillo, these little chunks, in milk here, and I'm just taking them out of that milk, put in my bag of Zatarans fish batter. I get this at Sam's Club, about $8 for a big gallon jug of it. Best Buy, that stuff you can find anywhere. But just shake this up a little bit. My grease is hot enough, I think, already, so I can go ahead and put this armadillo in this hot grease. Yeah. Let me grab a big old, oh man. I brought a piece of wood out here to put on my deck, because my wife seen me out here right now with this. She probably wouldn't be very happy with me having a fish cooker on the deck. So I'll try to get this cooked. We'll try to get this ate. I'll get this off here before she gets home, and all will be fine until she sees the video.
Don't show her the video.
She'll want to see the video because of her grandkids are on there. She don't want to see the video for any other reason. Right, Jackson?
That's right.
Old Jackson, the old famous taste tester. Ooh, it's hot. Let's go. Drop that in there, Jackson, because it is ready. I don't want it to get too hot on me. It looks like that fried groundhog. It's a little lighter colored is all. But that is going to be good. I'll pull that here in just a second. I'm about ready to pull this armadillo, fried armadillo nuggets. Whoever heard such. Medium armadillo. We want it well done. I put a temperature probe in here, and it's at 160 degrees, which is the same thing you cook poultry at. So if that's the same temperature you cook poultry and it's safe, then it'll be safe with armadillo. Because an armadillo that possibly could have leprosy, like a chicken that could possibly have salmonella, as long as you cook it to 160 degrees, you kill any possibility of a problem there, okay? So this I know for a fact, okay? Well, I'll just tell you, this looks good. I don't care who you are and where you live, this looks good. It even smells good. Brenda, you want to smell it?
Yep, smells good.
There we go, boy. We'll have her taste this. Give us a second here. We'll let this cool off, and then we'll sit down and go to devouring it. Armadillo.
Well, we'll see about that.
Hi, Brindley.
Hi.
Look at there. There's the Jackson in all his glory. There's David in all his overalls.
Yep.
He loves his overalls, don't you, David?
Yes, sir, I do.
Our dad loved them, didn't he?
Yep. Bury me in them.
Uh-huh.
bury me in them.
Yep. Well, folks, we have deep fried armadillo nuggets right here. We're going to try. I always like to let Jackson try first because he's kind of he's medium the road. Now, David, my brother right there, he'll eat anything. Of course, Jackson will too, but Brindley won't. I don't want to start with Brindley because she can leave it negative up front. So we'll just have to wait and see if she likes it. But I want Jackson to try a big old taste of armadillo. Jackson, grab you a hunk of that. Any piece you want. Try that, see what you think. Here we go. Woo! Armadillo from the Ozarks.
Is it chewy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But not too tough.
Chewy, not too tough, and tastes amazing.
Really?
Has a really good flavor.
And that mold over there to David. Hear that rain, folks? That's rain coming on this tin roof right here. Good?
Really good. It really is.
Oh gosh. Here we go.
This one.
No, this one right here. It's got a lot of white meat in it. You like it, Jackson?
Yeah, I liked it. Really good.
Man, it is raining hard now. We're gonna have to talk loud.
Yeah.
It's good.
It really is. You like it?
It's not as chewy as the groundhog.
It's a little more tender. Be-ride armadillo right here. Again, to me, it almost tastes like squirrel. Right, you know them? Wow. Wow. Like the color of it. Kind of whiter meat than groundhog. It's more of a white meat. That's really good. Bernie's on her second piece. Jackson's on his third.
No.
Third?
We're like fourth. Yeah.
Oh, hand more, David.
Hey, this is really, really good. I'm surprised.
Wow, I love it. Pretty good, isn't it, David?
Yeah, real good.
Turkeys.
Armadillo.
Well, folks, we're going to sit here and clean that up. Now, there's a great temptation out there. People be scared of armadillo. There is nothing to be scared of an armadillo as long as you cook it. And that's what we did here. I cooked it good. And deep fried it. Made sure it's at least 160 degrees, just like you would chicken. You're not going to get leprosy from an armadillo if you cook it. You're just not. You're not going to get salmonella from chicken if you cook it. You're not going to get any kind of a disease or any sickness from pork if you cook it. And so that's why we cooked it good. And if you do that, turns out to be a fairly decent meat. It's really, really good. Doesn't have a wild flavor to it or nothing, so. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, wonderful.
God agrees.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, God agrees with that.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. We have the approval of God on the armadillo. Right? That's what he was clapping his hands right there for us. Thank you, Lord, for that hand clap. Anyways, appreciate you watching this episode of Me and You Outside. I really do. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, like it, comment. Hey, if you don't want to comment, just leave an emoji or just leave one word comment. It really helps the algorithm, which helps my channel. I appreciate it. You can just say something like, wow, cool, nice, that's stupid, whatever you want to say. I don't care what you want to say. Just say something or leave a smiley face or anything. It all matters, really it does. And hit the like button, that matters. It's crazy, all that stuff that matters, and I appreciate it. Appreciate you subscribing on the channel, guys. I appreciate you being out there. I'm over 4,000 subscribers, which I'm really happy about that. I'm working on 5,000, then I'm going to be working on 10,000 and beyond, hopefully. We'll see how things go. Wherever you're at in this world, my friends, have a good morning, good day, good night. Because there is another video. And it is coming.
Right around the corner.